my YouTube channel. I'm in the shop, just where I want to be, in my little world, Sky's world. Let's philosophize just a little bit. I heard an interesting conversation, and I'll turn you guys onto it, mainly just to see if I can make sense out of it myself. So there seems to be a battle, for some reason, between the objective and the subjective view of reality. And this spans across a couple different outlooks or perspectives, where you might get something with a very scientific mind, or it might be just a very philosophical person. But some people truly believe that everything is subjective, that the only thing that matters is what you think, that your consciousness creates matter. And then there's the objectivists who would say, while you're sitting there thinking about how your consciousness creates matter, let me hit you with a brick and see what you feel. The objectivist gets rather annoyed with the subjectivist because they believe in reality, what they see outside their head, looking out through their eyes into the world, feels very real, and it feels very outside of themselves. And now there's a case to be made for both of these. People argue about this stuff. I just got done earlier when I was at lunch watching a short video of a debate between a conservative and a liberal about this very thing in a political kind of sense. But they were talking about objectivity versus subjectivity. Now, the thing that I noticed in that debate, I think it was with Matt Walsh and somebody else, some college kid. The college kid was arguing for subjectivity very angrily. And as his belief was challenged about subjectivity, about everything being subjective and there is some objective truths, he became enraged. And from an outside perspective, it almost looked to me like it was a demonic possession. The way that he became more and more angry and belligerent. And the debate ended because he just couldn't control himself. So maybe there's a tie-in that we can lace into this, we can weave into this web, the spider web of ideas, that there's a connection not just with worldview and your construction of reality, because that's a lot, that's everything, but I think there's an aspect of cultural Christianity, of this fight between good and evil, laced into this objective and subjective debate. So, using the Christian narrative, we can look at objectivity as on the side of good. Now, I'm reducing these things to very simplistic black and white terms just to put across this theory that I was listening to. And, God created the world, and that's an objective truth. Everything in the world is created by God. These are all objective truths that a Christian would believe. So a Christian would definitely believe in objectivity, in a reality outside himself. He wouldn't make himself God. He's not saying that his consciousness creates everything, because that would put himself as God. So it doesn't feel right for a Christian to embrace this world of subjectivity. To him, everything feels very objective because of the belief in God. So then, staying with this fight of good and evil, good versus evil, God versus the devil, isn't that what good and evil is? That's where it started. The subjectivity would be the devil, would be the evil. because it's ego driven. And it places you as the creator, as the ruler. It nullifies you of any personal responsibility for any of your actions or anything that happens. And it allows you to live in this fluid world where you feel free enough to redefine anything to serve your own needs. And in the subjectivist viewpoint, whether they're philosophers or politicians or whoever, college kids arguing with Matt Walsh, the evil gets displayed so obviously, just looking at it from an outside perspective, when they're challenged with truth. Truth can be a weapon. Truth can really hurt. And you see these people writhe in pain as truth bombs get fired at them, one after another, and they just get literally like twisted and contorted, and you can see their faces, and they become angry, just like this kid. He's a good-looking little blonde-haired kid, and as his beliefs got challenged, he just became red and mad and bitter, and it was like he became the devil. Now, I'm not trying to step on the scales of either side of this, really. I'm just proposing this to kind of work it out in my brain. But I'm in the shop, playing around with my projects, and this is what I'm thinking about. Food for thought.